The all-new 2022 Toyota Tundra is here, and with its arrival, we see the exodus of the much-beloved 5.7-liter V8 of the outgoing Tundra. In its place, we get a pair of 6-cylinder power plants, much to the dismay of V8 enthusiasts. But is this necessary to meet new fuel efficiency requirements? Maybe, but the real question is, what does real-world gas mileage look like on the all-new Tundra? In today's video, let's take a look. The 2022 Tundra is offered with two different engine options. This is the standard I-Force engine, which is gas. It's a 3.4-liter twin-turbo 6-cylinder, and then they also offer the I-Force Max, which is the same engine, but with a hybrid component. This engine, you're going to see 17 miles per gallon in the city and 22 miles per gallon on the highway, and with the hybrid, you're going to see 19 miles per gallon in the city and 22 miles per gallon on the highway. Both of those numbers are higher than the outgoing 5.7-liter V8, which saw 13 miles per gallon in the city and 17 miles per gallon on the highway. These new engines also have more horsepower, more torque, higher payload, and higher tow capacity, but real-world fuel economy sometimes varies from EPA numbers in both directions. Now, before we get into specific numbers, I do want to touch on just a couple things real quick. My specific truck configuration, as well as how it's been driven, because those factors are going to impact real-world fuel efficiency. For starters, my Tundra is a limited Crew Max short bed. It's four-wheel drive, and it's got the TRD off-road package, as well as the auto start-stop function. I've put about 800 miles on it since I bought it almost a month ago. As far as how it's been driven, I've driven it in a wide variety of conditions. I've done a little bit of interstate driving, mountain pass, rural highways, in-town driving. I've done some off-roading with it, as well as a 0 to 60 test. So quite a variety of driving conditions. My normal commute, my normal mileage that I'm doing on a day-to-day basis is primarily going to be lower speeds, less than 45 miles an hour on streets that don't have a whole lot of congestion. So there's not a lot of idling. And I do live at elevation as well as in a hilly neighborhood. And so there is a little bit of a climb to get up to my house. But beyond that, I would say that in general, when it comes to EPA numbers and real world driving on most of the vehicles that I've owned, I tend to exceed the EPA numbers. I've also been really intentional with the Tundra in these variety of driving conditions to reset the trip computer and really get a picture of what the fuel economy looks like in each of these different settings. The actual numbers that I'm seeing are ranging from about 14 miles per gallon to 19 miles per gallon. For strictly in-town driving, I'm definitely in the 14s. If I mix in a little bit of highway driving, I'll see that bump up to the 17s. And the best that I've seen so far was the drive home from the dealership, which was all highway driving. Climbed about 3,500 feet in elevation, over 160 miles, and I saw about 19 miles per gallon on that trip. So it's possible maybe on a really flat drive you could achieve the 22 mile per gallon EPA rating, but I'm not all that optimistic. Here's our fuel efficiency screen. This is our current numbers, and then if we go to history, this is going to show us each time that I've reset the trip computer to look at fuel efficiency. This first one you can disregard. That was before I took delivery of the vehicle, so that was the dealership landing at the 10 mile per gallon mark. This was my drive home from the dealership, as well as some in-town driving after that. And you can see below the 20 mark. And then it's been pretty consistent the other 3 times that I've reset there. Again, sitting more in that like 17 mile per gallon range maybe. You'll see currently I'm at 15 miles per gallon. That's, again, just for pretty much in-town driving, a little bit of rural driving mixed in. So there you have it, the official Driven Companion fuel efficiency numbers for the non-hybrid 2022 Toyota Tundra are 14 miles per gallon in the city and 19 miles per gallon on the highway. Not numbers to be all that proud of, and a bit discouraging for me personally since I'm planning to lift the truck and put larger tires on, and those numbers have nowhere else to go but down. Even so, I still prefer this powertrain to the outgoing 5.7. I still get better fuel efficiency. It's got more horsepower, more torque, higher payload and tow capacity, and it's just a lot more fun to drive as well. Certainly one of the big questions about this powertrain is going to be the long-term reliability. The 5.7 has a great track record, and there's already concerns about the wastegate issue with these, as well as long-term reliability of the turbos. So only time will tell with this new powertrain. But reliability aside, I like this powertrain more, even though the fuel efficiency isn't as good as it should be. But for the V8 enthusiasts out there, this is going to add more fuel to the fire, because if it's only 1 to 2 miles per gallon better, you guys are going to say, what's the point? And you might have a good point, especially with the reliability concerns. Every video that I've posted of the all-new Tundra recently has included a firestorm of comments about Toyota's decision to discontinue the V8, and certainly if the fuel efficiency numbers aren't very good, that's just going to escalate things even further. And I do want to point out, I don't think that my truck is an outlier here. I've received comments from a couple other 2022 Tundra owners that are telling me that they're seeing like 15 miles per gallon with their Tundras. Now, certainly the hybrid Tundra could get better fuel efficiency than this. It is rated 2 miles per gallon better. We'll see where it comes in. I don't have information on that just yet, but I wouldn't cross my fingers. I have a suspicion that those numbers are also going to come in lower than the EPA numbers. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And for more videos of the 2022 Toyota Tundra, be sure to subscribe. In the meantime, thanks for watching.